All right, so photo album number 2. Probably should have given you a warning the first one. If you don't like rants, just turn the volume off, turn some music on in the background, and watch as I go through this. It's all this is, and then me ranting and talking about photos and other things. Without further ado, it's kind of cool. This is the second one that this person had. Wonder how many they had, or if there's only 2, or if any of them got destroyed. And my goodness, just these photos being signed. I don't know who these people are. But at this point, I bet they're a big deal in the acting community in the 60s when this happened. 1958, actually, for these. My goodness. It's interesting to just see and wonder, these people are probably so, prized at their time. Because you got to think, TV was a sort of a luxury at this time, especially probably in Germany and whatnot. And to go out on dates, you always had, the opera, the plays, the musicals. My goodness, just thinking. Actually, there's a second photo under here. I bet they're the same. Sorry. Yeah, they're the same photo. There's actually 2. Someone spent a lot of time putting this together. Having the photos. My goodness. I wonder who took it. I still think the person that put this together was part of the play company. Maybe they were an actor or actress. I have no clue. But maybe they were a costume designer. That'd be kind of cool. Being the costume designer and being like, you know what? This is the play I put together, and these are the costumes. Or maybe a set builder. Think of how cool that would be. Oh, man. She is gorgeous. You're in that set. You took all that time, and you can see your work come to fruition. I mean, the actors and actresses make it come together too, but all the people behind the scenes, you're like, I built that set, or I designed that dress. So cool. 1960. That's kind of cool. Signed. It's interesting to think that in some days, some of these people and their signatures, they don't really mean anything anymore. Because I know that, you want a signature from someone famous. People will pay thousands of dollars for a signature from Stalin. Or a signature from Theodore Roosevelt. The signature from freaking Thomas Jefferson. And then other people, their signatures were valuable at the time. But maybe they're not valuable anymore. It's not because, they weren't valuable then, but just no one knows about them. How many people have actually gone to these, and their plays that are still around? It's going to be someone's grandparents, their great-grandparents, their great-great-grandparents, eventually. I mean, it's weird to think that, this was only a moment in the longevity of time that we have. It looks like a U.S. Army officer in that one. It's kind of funny. Man. To think of how delightful these things would have been to the people. Thinking of it, even for me, I went to Disney's Frozen on Ice, which sounds funny as heck. But I loved it. And I'll remember that for a long time to come. Till, I pass, or until my dementia eventually gets me. Let's hope the former and not the latter. Well, this one's signed too. I don't know who any of these individuals are. I wish I did. Again, if you guys see this and you're someone into theater and you're actually listening, by all means, please give me your information dumps. Be like, this person did this many plays. I love that information. Because I can't be a master of all information. I know enough about letters and sending mail, and that already takes up a lot, learning more and more, making it the thing I'm most informed about. This one was written to someone special. But, getting a little more information on something like this play was done in, goodness, 1959, and this was the turnout. Just cool to think about. Now you have, some of the pictures of it. Who knows? These might be the only pictures left. Maybe they aren't. Maybe there's other photo albums. Maybe they are. Gotta preserve them somehow. If these things go up in a fire, at least there's this YouTube video that maybe people can take stills of and be like, okay, this is what these were. Oh, that's kind of cool. I think that's a ticket, yeah. 1962. My goodness. Look at these sets. Like, someone spent a lot of time and construction to build them. And you gotta think of the time in between these. Maybe you'd have like a month to prepare for the play. Curious on exactly how long you usually do. Maybe I'm over-exaggerating at a month. But to build the sets, to act, to learn what lines you need to say, to put together. I don't know if the German plays are like the U.S. plays where they learn for, I don't know, 6 months to a year, I'm going to guess. And then they go out and they go on tour, or they're on Broadway, and the Broadway plays for the next 6 months. Curious if these things were for like 6 months. Oh, what's this? A second one. That is cool. That is cool. Or if they like lasted a month. I have no clue. Me memorizing lines, though, is never a positive thing. I'm not great with it. More things for him. That's interesting. Look at that clown. That is interesting. Haunts your dreams, that clown. Then another sign page. Peppy. I don't know. Oh, goodness. That is so cool. I like how they still have... I'm going to guess that these things may have had more newspaper articles and whatnot, but probably got lost over the years, sadly. It's interesting to see that someone took so much time and dedication to put all this stuff together and then like probably add after the fact to these. Like, my goodness. And then is that, man, people praying. That's interesting. Choking. Curious on what this one was about. 1960. Signed. My goodness. Someone really loved these actors and actresses. Seems like they were almost like family to them, like how much they worked together. I'm glad to have picked these up, and I'm honestly happy to share them with you. If you've made it this far listening to my, as my wife says, my dulcet voice and my ranting, well, thank you. That's not okay anymore, but that's kind of funny. Blackface. Guessing for a genie. Oh, goodness. I wonder who he was. I like that. The beards for the hobos. And we come to the end. My goodness. And last but not least, honestly, this looks like, something, yeah, something was here. Wonder what it was. There's the 2 albums from the theater. If you've seen both parts, cool. If you only want to see one, cool. If you skip through and you're at the end, you're like, well, it's done. I just skipped into what I wanted. That's fine too. I'm happy you came. Hopefully you guys have a good rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening. And as always, this is Chris signing off.